What's up, everyone? Nathan back with another Monotype live. Today we're going to be featuring Monofire once again. Today I'm going to mix things up a little bit and build my own team right now. Maybe even build a couple because I've got some thoughts on this. I was kind of ruminating, kind of thinking, kind of giving some thought to the Monofire type. And I think when you're building a Monofire type team, you almost need to have a Torkoal, I think, because let's face it, a blanket 50% boost to all of your attacks and a 50% nerf to all of the water type attacks, which are so damaging to you, that's too good to pass up. It's way too good. Not to mention Torkoal, even if you put heavy duty boots on it, it'd be fantastic. I'm gonna go for Heat Rock just because we can extend that Sunny Day even more, but it's a really good stealth rocker with good defensive stats. It can offer lava plumes, which I often prefer. Yawn's definitely up there, but as a rapid spinner too, when you're trying to keep rocks off the field, so important. So yes, I'm a big fan of having a hard time selecting that there. I'm a big fan of Torkoal. I think you almost always need it. Cinderace is also up there for nearly being essential, but we'll come back to that. Something that I find is interesting about Monofire though is it doesn't get enough credit for being a good defensive typing. Second most amount of resistances in the game, and it's got this quality to it that I think is unmatched by a lot of types where you can kind of shore up all your weaknesses pretty easily. So to use a different example here, let's say we were going to build a Mono Steel team. This is something I always use as a comparison, and it's a big reason why I think Mono Steel is very good. This basic core of Corviknight and Aegislash and Heatran are not only very good, these are three very good overused mons, but with these three, you can deal with all of Steel's weaknesses. Heatran helps against fire, against fighting, and against ground. So just with these three, you shore up all your weaknesses. It's not perfect, of course. You could run into like a Conkeldurr who has knockoff or Earthquake, or you can run into a Darmanitan with Earthquake or things like that. It's never a perfect situation, but just having that shored up defensive quality to your team, I think is a huge advantage to Steel, and it's something that I think that Monofire actually shares. Because you can do a similar thing if you choose a basic core of Moltres and Heatran. Actually, you don't really need Heatran, but it helps with the Mono Rock, I guess. So yeah, we'll keep it, but it'll help against Rock. And for water types, Volcanion. Right? With this three alone, you can also deal with the three major weaknesses to fire, and then you're just a really good defensive typing outside of that. So I do think it warrants mention. Again, though, there's a big problem with things like, for example, a Crocodile. Let's say we came up against a couple Crocodiles in the last live, and they can knock off our Moltres, take out our boots, and then we're just a bit of a pickle, right? You know, because a Moltres Galar without boots is not great. Not Galar, you know what I mean? So we can also do a Rotom Heat there, which doesn't mind that as much. We can also do a Charizard, which would actually mind it more, if I'm being honest. It'd be a 2 KO even there. So not great. But let's see, what would this balance team look like? I think I would go Rotom Heat, just because it's a little bit less weak to knockoff. This team is already going to be running a ton of heavy duty boots, so the less weak we are to that, the better. I haven't used a lot of Rotom Heat since the DLC split, but I love it. I think it's very good. And I'm not sure what we'll use for the last spot here. I'm probably going to come back to this guy and see for sure before I make one decision on what move slot, because there's going to be a lot of holes on a team like this. And as for Heatran, probably gonna be the Stealth Rocker actually. Could be, but then we can run Earth Power otherwise. Earth Powered Heatran is very good. It's very good. And I can do Magma Storm, and I could even do Toxic and Protect, and I love that set. I love this set, if I'm being honest. And I can go Max Pidef if that's the case. Yes, I am quite a fan of this set. We do give up Stealth Rocks, and that's giving I would like to see another Stealth Rocker available if possible, because that gives Torkoal a little bit too much to do at once, especially as a mon that doesn't have heavy duty boots. That's a bit scary, but we're gonna have enough heavy duty boots as is, actually, if we're being honest here. So Volcanion's got to run Steam Eruption, got to run Flamethrower. I don't really want to use Fire Blast, that's just me. And then probably our Defogger, actually. It's a great Defogger. In the last move, you can do Toxic, you could do Substitute, you could do Will-O-Wisp, you could do Scorching Sands. Ooh, that's very good too. I like that. Once again, though, we'll come back to that. And then again, Cinderace is damn near essential, if I'm being honest. It's speed control, it's a wall breaker. It benefits from the sun a great deal. Its Power Balls are nothing to sneeze at. It can run Bulk Up. Cinderace is very good, and actually at this point I should refer to the viability ranking. So I mentioned in my initial video on Monotype that there are no viability rankings on the type, which I love that decision for the tier to make, but you do get viability rankings within it. So for example, we can see that, you know, Arcanine, Breaking My Heart, is not a huge mono fire, whereas, like, you know, Charizard's got a bit more of a niche. I might even build a Charizard team because that sounds very fun to me. Cephalon got usage, Moltres, Rotom Heat, all this. These defensive staples I'm talking about are much lower here, but Yeah, Victini with the V-Create makes a ton of sense. Volcarona, it's hard to build a mono fire team without Volcarona. It's just so good. It definitely benefits from the fire. Helps a lot of bad matchups. You have the bug typing help against mono ground too. I might do Volcarona just because it's so hard to say no to the damn mon, right? It's unbelievably good. Another heavy duty boots user, which isn't fantastic, and I would probably go Quiver Dance. And I love Bug Buzz. I do love it, but I think you need Psychic for Talk specs on this team. We do have a Volcanion and an Earth Power Heatran, which are okay, definitely all right. But they can get Toxic. I'd probably want to do Substitute, and you have to run a fire move. So, and we don't have a lot of fire power, so probably Fire Blast there too. This is just a direct copy from the sample Volcarona, but now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. You can do Giga Drain to help with Ground Waters. That's actually, Ground Waters would really pick apart this team right now. Oh, that's scary. And the last one, again, Cinderace. So far, it's pretty similar to a last team if I do Cinderace, but it's definitely worth consideration. This is a bit more of a bulky offense than a hyper offense or whatever. It's definitely a bit of a bulky offense. Entei, is Entei unranked on this thing? That's crazy. It's crazy that Arcanine is higher than Entei. Wow. Surprising. Centiskorch I think is not bad either, especially with Flash Fire. You could do that. You could do Colossal as a Rapid Spinner. Kind of outmatched by Torkoal though, for being honest. Blacephalon, very good Scarfer. This team doesn't have a Scarfer yet. I could do Victini. I could do Darmanitan. I'm a huge fan of Darmanitan if I'm being honest, but Victini's got much better defensive stats. Plus, the second typing can be useful too for switching into a mono fighting team. That's actually true. I might make this guy the Scarfer. Plus, the trick is a pretty useful one. So this is very similar to the other sample team. So that's often the case. Actually, I'm gonna try to build lots of teams over the course of the series. But I think it's going to be frequent that I build a team and I come up against something that's pretty similar to the sample team, because the logic is the same. It's like having this kind of mon is really useful. Like some mons are just objectively good or bad, but at least we can kind of arrive at that process ourselves. But yeah, in terms of Scarfers, it's hard to say no to Victini here. It's got great coverage. It's got good defensive typing. It's a U-turner. All very useful. Do I want to go plus speed? Definitely do. Definitely do. Okay, so as for the last mons here, I don't even need Join Rapid Spin on Torkoal if I'm being honest. I could run something like Body Press now. Love that. Love a Body Press Torkoal. And then, no Will-O-Whispers on this entire team actually. So I will throw a Will-O-Wisp on you. It's weird to have a Mono Fire team and no Will-O-Wisp, which is one of the best status moves in the game. And I mentioned earlier, or worried about like Seismitoads and Swamperts. The ground types are annoying enough and water types are annoying enough. Combine them into one, that's awful. So, do we get like, does this guy get Energy Ball? It's Solar Beam. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Solar Beam. I can mess with Solar Beam. I could totally mess with Solar Beam. I'm open to have the sun up most of the time anyways. Hell yeah. Hell yes. What do Volcanions normally run for EVs actually? Let's take a look here. Subtoxic is special attack and speed, and even Defog is. Okay, I mean, fair enough then. I will happily ape this team. And then, yeah, Solar Beam. I like the sound of that. I don't know. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a whirl. I might build a different team and build an offensive one around a Scarf Charizard, because one of my mods on Discord and Twitch is a huge Scarf Charizard fan, and it always gets me and it always tilts me off the face of the earth. So we'll see how this team does. If we get a win, we'll keep going. If we lose, we're gonna instantly blame on the team and say this team is trash and swap out. Although we come against a mono electric team here. Okay, so no advantage one way or the other. My Torkoal, pretty obvious lead. Big matchups to watch out for are going to be these two for sure. Big fire resist, another big fire resist, plus it's probably their heaviest hitter looking at their team right now. I would actually expect a Tapu Koko lead from my opponent. If that's the case, do I have a lead that I particularly like? Torkoal is obvious, but we do get a Brox, which would be really nice versus this team. Could they do anything to really stop me? Tapu Koko would hit really hard. I could go to Heatran off the rip and go for a Magma Storm. I could even Toxic the Rotom Heat, actually. Yeah, I think Heatran's the play. They go Drago's ult, actually. So let's Protect. There should be choice locked. I can actually scout if they have Earthquake or not. I'm expecting a Bolt Strike right now, which would be troublesome. I don't love Bolt Strike on this team. They do have EQ, fair enough. Let's go to our Rotom then. Let's hope that they're choice locked. We don't know for sure. As they EQ again, that's fine by me. I think I Volt Switch here. Although if they stay in, I'm in a terrible spot. I think they're going to the Rotom is the thing, right? I think they swap out to anyone at this point. But if I Volt Switch and they stay in front of their EQ, I am in a terrible, terrible spot. Yeah, I think I did a Will-O-Wisp here. Yeah, Coco. Okay, fair enough. That's actually not the worst mon. It's taking Chip. Fair enough. And I resist both of these attacks too, so that's fine. Kind of a weird play by them. I would have gone to Rotom Heat if I were them, but maybe they're fearing my own Volt Switch in that situation. As they U-turn, so I'm actually going to get the advantage in the switch situation here. And we'll see who they bring out. Maybe Rotom Heat at this point. Maybe not Magneton. They really don't like Rotom Heat. That's definitely a matchup to keep an eye on here because he's gonna be very important. Heliolisk, am I faster than? I'm not. If they're Scarfed, which is a big if. Whereas I can go to Heatran and I can drop a Earth Power. If they swap to Rotom Heat afterwards, it's Finite Toxic. Yeah, I'm very down for that. Yeah, this is why I led with this Heatran, as I thought we were going to see some sort of like lead Volt Switch mon. As they Surf, actually. Okay, fair enough. I forgot that they got that, but we'll trade happily. Heatran is, this just in, breaking news. Heatran is high speed F. Breaking news. Oh, I forgot my specs actually. There we go. So they're going to think about this one. Probably a swap to their Dracozolt again. I don't really know what play they have otherwise. They do so. I'm going to protect here every single time. They could actually go for Bolt Beak now with Electric Terrain up. I think that's probably their play here. As they Outrage instead. Huge overprediction from them there. I wall you. I'm going to Earth Power here every time. They're going to miss thanks to that beautiful ability we call Hustle in the biz. And they're still locked into Outrage too, so that's a dead Dracozolt. We ID'd that as a critical matchup. They could not afford to overpredict there. Does do good damage if we're being honest, but they really cannot afford to overpredict, and they are going to dip out of there. Fair enough. Let's keep it rolling here. So team's good. I don't have to quit yet. I'm not going to rage quit and build a Charizard team. I do want to do that though. I think that's fun. Maybe do a third Fire Live. I could do a third Fire Live. Tell you what, right now, in the comments right now, tell me what Monotype team you would like to see next. If you want to see me do a third Mono Fire team where I build a Mono Charizard sort of HO team, let me know. I will do that. If you want to see me try something new like Mono Fairy, whatever, let me know that as well. Whatever gets the most comments and support, I will absolutely do instead. And we're going to go up against Mono Fighting here. Mono Fighting I've never played. I want to play that one. It's a good example of something to give a shot here actually, because I've never tried it. I've played most Mono type teams just through the stream and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd love to see that. So again, if you want to see a Mono Fighting teams, write that in the comments right now. I want to see it. And in terms of leads, so big scaredy Keldeo. And in fact, I want to get my Torkoal in ASAP because Torkoal will reduce the power of the Scald and the Hydro Pump. And Sacred Sword is a defensive, it targets defense. So Torkoal's good in that situation too. So definitely going to lead out Torkoal here. If they go Keldeo, what do I do if they go Keldeo for sure then? I would probably swap out to, I mean, our opponent's AFK right now. I'd probably swap out to Victini right afterwards. Because as long as Sun's up, Victini can handle Scald just fine. They're not going to get Scald burnt. I can threaten a Bolt Strike. I'm faster as long as I get the Scarf, and they don't. But we might not be able to get a hold of our opponent here. 5 seconds left. Do we get the Young Forfeit? Do we get it? Do we get it? I will take a forfeit to the bank. GG to my opponent. Mono Fighting. No thank you. Don't have to worry about that pesky Keldeo. That's actually the best way to beat Keldeo's Mono Fire is to just not fight them. Just to beat them in the forfeit. We're gonna get Mono Bug. Huge advantage matchup for us here. This is one of the worst matchups you can find in Monotype in my opinion. And our opponent is going to forfeit like, I'm not gonna be mean. I already said my piece on them in the in my video, so I'm not gonna trash them and call them names, but I think that's lame. Why are you playing Mono Bug if you're going to forfeit against all 12 of your terrible matchups? But that's neither here nor there. Mono Flying is up next. And interesting team. I think Mono Flying is a really fun one. Really, I think it conduces itself to balance really well. And the way you interact with hazards is very interesting. And you need heavy boots, but also defog. And I like it quite a bit. Looks pretty aggressive, actually. Would not be surprised if it's like, it's kind of balanced, though. If it was a Sash Skarmory, no, but it's sturdy, so if whatever, it's a Custap Berry Skarmory, that wouldn't surprise me a terrible amount. But the Crobat kind of throws me off on that, and the Zapdos, they're not so offensive, but the Hawlucha and the Dragonite lean itself more typer offense, so definitely a bit puzzling. In terms of resistances to our fire moves, it's about Dragonite and that's it, and Dragonite's not a great long-term answer to that. If they lose multi-scale, then that's a good trade for us regardless. I think I go Torkoal here. And if they happen to lead Landorus, then I got a Rotom waiting right here. They're probably going to go for Rocks anyways, so that's fine. I could have led Rotom, knowing that Landorus is a very obvious lead for them. But that's fine. If I can trade a Will-O-Wisp for Landorus Rocks, that's the easiest deal I made all day in my life. We're going to get an Overheat. This might kill with Sun Boost. Close, very close. They're going to do a Swords Dance. Now, I'm predicting a Stone Edge, actually. I am very much predicting a Stone Edge right now, which we don't love. This team is not great versus Rock. It's really not great. Heatran's okay, but a +2 Heat or Landorus. Well, it is burned. Let's do Heatran. Let's do Heatran. Why not? So do what? 40%? 30. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So did they end up having Sash? No leftovers there. That's fine by me. That'll probably be Hawlucha, huh? Dude, this is probably White Herb. So I'd expect a close combat right away. So I want to protect to scout that. There's not really any point to that. I could go to Torkoal and Yawn. Go to Victini. If they close combat, they're faster than me. Plus, with Rocks up, I'm at 75%, so I'm taking a lot of damage from that all told. I'm assuming they're White Herb. I'm assuming they're White Herb here. Knowing that, Rotom's not bad. I can also Will-O-Wisp. I think Rotom's the play. I could even Volt Switch. Boy, what would that calc look like? What would that calc look like? Rotom, Heat, Nasty Plot versus your average Hawlucha. Not quite a kill. Yeah, that's kind of what my head calc was saying there. Would Overheat kill in the sun? It would. That's funny. They Swords Dance. Okay. Close combat does kill. I thought they'd close combat to lead there. If close combat kills, what do I do afterwards with the White Herb boost? Oh, this is kind of dicey. I think this guy's dead. And if they have the White Herb up, they'll be faster than my Victini afterwards too. Be able to kill with acrobatics. Same goes for Volcarona. Same goes for Volcanion. Heatran dies to anything. I guess I could have just stayed in and Magma Stormed and killed them. That was not the play I was expecting. But kudos to them. Torkoal might be okay. 56. Okay, I'm down for that. Yeah, I'm down for that. And if someone's gonna be sacked, Rotom's pretty good here. Is the thing. I would sooner sack Heatran or Volcanion. I think I'd sack Volcanion, actually. Yeah, let's do it. If Volcanion lives, I'd be kind of mad, because it would mean it's a good swap in there. They are White Herb, fair enough. So I get my Torkoal in. Lava Plume is damn tempting. It'd be a 2-hit KO in the sun, and it has a chance to burn, which would be fantastic. But I can't risk everything on a 30% chance. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. So yeah, we'll go for the Yawn here. Kind of stem off the bleeding a little bit. As long as they're forced out afterwards, we'll be able to outspeed them with Victini in the long term. We don't have any hazard removal at this point though, so that's quite dicey. This Torkoal's probably dead afterwards is the worst part, because this is probably going to do close to killing us. We won't be able to get rid of the hazards, so Sun is now gone for the entirety of the match right now. Don't love that, but by the same token, their team's not terribly defensively strong. Like, for example, I could 2-hit KO Dragonite with my Victini in the sun, probably. Actually, it's not banded. Not quite. So yeah, I don't know if there's any benchmarks I really need to hit with sun. So this is not the worst case. This is not the worst place to lose it. Not the worst case play scenario. That's what I'm struggling to say. You're going to close combat. You're going to live that quite easily. Now with the Spadef drop, see, that's the thing. I wonder if I could have killed them. I bet I could have. I'm just calculating out of curiosity right now. So if they were at -1 Spadef, oh, I could have. No, I couldn't. I couldn't have. Okay, I'm vilified. Please swap out. I'll Stealth Rock in case they swap out. They do. Fair enough. We have lost the sun now. They Thunderbolt. That's fine. It's a Life Orb Zapdos. Very interesting. Now, what's my play here? I could go to Heatran. I don't like the Magma Storm's accuracy though. That gives me quite a bit of pause. My Victini, I don't think I can kill from quite this range. Volcarona. I could QD up here. Speed tie. Which probably invites in... Do they have a Scarfer? I don't know. Heatran, Volcarona, Victini. Rotom pretty much walls them. Let's go Rotom. I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. I'm losing it. Let's Volt Switch because I'm probably slower if they're Life Orb. And then I can comfortably kill with any number of Mons. I really came down to a time crunch here out of nowhere. Now this isn't great too because I'm risking a Speed Tie or even a Hurricane. Oh, I didn't even think about Hurricane. Oh, I did not. They definitely have Hurricane. But I'm going to win this Speed Tie, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to win that. There's no way I'm missing the Speed Tie. There's no way. There's no way. 10 out of 10 times I'm in that Speed Tie. Lucha makes another appearance, and let's go. See, they Swords Dance last time. I hate that they Swords Dance last time. That makes me so upset that they Swords Dance last time. Heatran is still good. I think this is the best point for it to sack. They're definitely gonna Swords Dance. I'm so mad. Okay, the Acrobatics with the crit. Not that it matters. Still close combat here. So knowing that they were gonna Acrobatics, then I could have stayed in and Volt Switched. Oh, if this misses, I'll be livid with them. What is this guy doing? What do you can't disrespect my Heatran like that, bro. And I'm gonna hit this double protect because I know I'm gonna hit this double protect. There's no world I don't hit this double protect. It's a no-brainer. Like my Heatran, he's gonna come in the clutch here every time. I mean, I don't have a iota of sympathy for you there. And no heavy duty boots on Dragonite to boot. That's pretty crazy. And you're gonna Dragonite in my Heatran's face. Unbelievable. I'm gonna Magma Storm in case they Dragonite again, because they've revealed their character. They've revealed their character quite plainly to me as someone who is going to just Dragonite in the face of all adversity. Okay, they do Earthquake. Credit to them. Credit to them there. They're +1 speed. My Victini's still faster. I'm tempted to go Victini and then to Rotom afterwards, because that would kind of be a kill from that point, but Rotom's still very good versus Skarmory. Let's just Victini. Let's not overthink things here. Will it kill? I think so. I should think so. Let's hope. It's only Scarfed, but after Toxic, it's certainly dead, so that's fine. I could actually just sweep right now. This Victini, if it kills Dragonite, I just win straight from there, and that'll end the live. Good note to end the live on. But if it doesn't kill, then the Toxic will do the remainder of the damage. I've got a Rotom for I've got a Volcarona for Skarmory. I've got a Rotom for Crobat. It doesn't kill. Disappointing. Disappointed in you, Victini. You could have actually made the case that I should have stacked someone and then gone to Victini afterwards for the revenge kill. I should have calced that. That's actually, I think, the optimal play in that situation. But I mean, I've got so many resources right now. I'm not too concerned. Yeah, you go to you. I overheat. Crobats surprise me in their defensive utility often, but I don't think that's going to be that case here. I will Volt Switch out as they Toxic and go to you, and I will Psychic for the win. They might be able to kill me with Brave Bird, maybe, except they Toxic. Scrutable, truly. But that's gonna finish the live there. Thank you everyone so much for watching. That was fun. If you'd like to see more Mono Fire, maybe a Charizard live, let me know. I don't want to retire the sunglasses just yet, but any team you want to see, let me know. Let me know. I want to hear it all. Any sound off in the comments. I'll be reading them. But until next time, take it easy.